I was staring at the hospital bill when my phone buzzed. Text from my cardiologist's office. Mr. Patterson, we need the $2,800 deposit by Friday, or we'll have to reschedule your procedure. Your heart can't wait much longer. I read it 3 times. My hands were shaking. Not from fear of the surgery. From the simple math I'd done 100 times that week. Retirement pension. $1,847 a month. Rent. $950. Utilities, groceries, medications for the diabetes. Another $800. I had $340 in my checking account. It was Tuesday. The chest pains had started 6 months ago. Just small ones at first. I'd ignored them. The way you ignore a lot of things when you're 61 and stubborn. But last month, I'd collapsed at the grocery store. Right there, in the cereal aisle. The doctors said I needed a cardiac ablation procedure, and they needed it done within 2 weeks or I was looking at a major heart attack. My insurance would cover most of it. But that $2,800 copay, that was all mine. I sat in my small apartment in Riverside, California, looking at my phone. I had 2 children. One lived 15 minutes away in a $2.3 million house in Corona del March. The other lived in a cramped 2-bedroom apartment in Santa Ana with her 2 kids. I opened our family group chat. It was mostly quiet these days. My daughter Emma posted photos of her kids sometimes. My son Marcus rarely responded. I typed, "Hey family, doctor says I need a heart procedure by next week. Having trouble with the copay. Could really use some help if anyone can spare it." I watched the 3 dots appear under Emma's name immediately. "Dad, how much do you need?" Before I could answer, Marcus's dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again, then nothing. I typed the number, $2,800. I know it's a lot. Even partial help would mean everything. Emma. "Dad, I'm so sorry. I can help with what I have. When do you need it?" Marcus. "Seen. That's it. Just seen." Then his status went offline. I felt something crack inside my chest, and it wasn't my heart condition. Let me tell you about Marcus. He's my oldest, 38 years old. Smart kid. Always was. Got his real estate license at 23. Started flipping houses at 25. By 30, he owned a development company. Now he's got a portfolio worth somewhere north of $20 million. Drives a Range Rover. Just bought a vacation home in Cabo San Lucas. Posts about it constantly on Instagram. We used to be close. I taught him how to swing a hammer when he was 8 years old. Took him to every Little League game. When his mother died of cancer 12 years ago, I sold our house to help pay her medical bills. Moved into this apartment. Used what was left to give him $50,000 for his first real estate investment. He promised he'd pay me back once the property sold. I'm still waiting for that check. Emma is my youngest, 32. She's a nurse at Children's Hospital of Orange County. Works night shifts. Raises 2 kids by herself after her ex-husband decided fatherhood wasn't for him. I see her every Sunday. She brings the kids over. We make pancakes, watch cartoons. She never asks me for money, even though I know she's drowning in student loans and childcare costs. I stared at my phone for 3 hours that night. No response from Marcus. Finally, at 11 p.m., I called him. It rang 4 times. Then his wife answered. Patterson residence. I'd met Catherine maybe 5 times in the 6 years they'd been married. She was polite in that ice-cold way expensive people are polite. "Hi, Catherine, it's Jack. Is Marcus available?" "He's in a meeting, Jack. At 11 p.m. "Sure. It's important. It's about my health." I heard muffled voices. Then Marcus came on, his voice tight. "Dad, what's up? I'm kind of in the middle of something. Did you see my message? About the heart procedure?" Silence. Then, "Yeah, I saw it. Marcus, I need help. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious." "Dad." He sighed like I was asking him to move furniture. "The timing is really bad. We just closed on the Cabo house. Everything's tied up in escrow and renovations. Catherine's redecorating the living room. We're liquidating some investments to cover it." I felt dizzy. "Marcus, I'm talking about my heart. the doctor said. I get it, Dad. But you have to understand. We can't just pull money out of thin air. We have financial obligations. The contractors need to be paid. We have a timeline. You just bought $1 million vacation home. It's an investment property, Dad. This is business. You don't understand how these things work. The money's not liquid. I need $2,800 to stay alive, Marcus. Another silence. Longer this time. Look, I'm sorry about your situation, but you should have planned better for retirement. You should have saved more. This isn't really my problem. The line went dead. I sat there in my living room, phone still pressed to my ear, listening to the dial tone. This isn't really my problem. Those words kept echoing. I thought about the day he graduated high school, how I'd worked double shifts at the fire station for months to afford his college application fees, how I'd co-signed his first car loan when no bank would touch him, how I'd given him my last $50,000. This isn't really my problem. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I did something I'd never done before. I took a screenshot of my hospital bill and posted it in the family group chat. No caption. Just the bill with $2,800 highlighted in yellow, the procedure date circled. Friday, April 14th. 4 days away. Emma responded immediately. Dad, I'm coming over after my shift. Marcus. Nothing. That afternoon, Emma showed up at my door with her 2 kids, Lily and Jake, 7 and 5 years old. They ran in and hugged my legs like they always did. Emma looked exhausted. Her scrubs had coffee stains. Her eyes had that hollow look nurses get when they've worked too many 12-hour shifts. Dad, sit down. We sat at my kitchen table while the kids played with their toys in the living room. She pulled out an envelope from her purse. I have $1,200. It's everything I've saved for the last 6 months. I was going to use it to fix my car's transmission, but your heart is more important than my transmission. Emma, no. You need that money. You've got kids to feed, rent to pay. Dad. She put the envelope in my hand and closed my fingers around it. You gave me everything when I had nothing. You paid for my nursing school when I couldn't get loans. You watched my kids for free so I could work nights. You bought their school supplies last year when David stopped sending child support. Her voice cracked. You don't get to say no. I opened the envelope. $1,200 bills, crisp and new. She must have gone to the bank specifically to get them this way. Emma, I can't take your car money. My car still runs. Your heart doesn't. End of discussion. She stood up. I'm picking up an extra shift this week. I'll make it work. I always do. After she left, I sat at that table for an hour, just holding the envelope. $1,200. Still $1,600 short. The procedure was in 3 days. I did something then that I'm not proud of. I called Marcus again. This time he picked up on the first ring. Dad, I told you, Emma just gave me $1,200. That's all her savings. For her car that's about to die. She's a single mother, working night shifts. And she gave me everything she has. Silence. You make more in a month than she makes in a year, Marcus. You just bought a vacation home. I'm asking for $1,600. That's less than your car payment. Dad, I explained this. The money's tied up. Do you want me to default on contracts? Lose business relationships? This is my livelihood. I'm your father, and I'm an adult with adult responsibilities. I can't drop everything because you didn't plan properly for your old age. Maybe if you hadn't sold the house for Mom's medical bills, you'd have equity now. But you made that choice. Something in my chest tightened. And this time it wasn't medical. I sold that house because I loved my wife. Because family comes first. Because that's what you do. Well, maybe that's why you're broke at 61, Dad. Somebody has to be practical in this family. He hung up. I looked at my phone. Our family group chat was still open. Marcus's last message. Seen. I did something I'd never done before. I typed. Marcus just told me I should have planned better. That helping me isn't his problem. Emma gave me everything she had. She's barely making it herself. But she showed up. I wanted everyone to know that. I posted it. Then I took a photo of myself. I looked terrible. Gray skin, exhausted eyes. I was sitting at my kitchen table with Emma's envelope in front of me. I posted that too. Caption: "This is $1,200 from my daughter who works night shifts and raises 2 kids alone. Still need $1,600 for heart procedure on Friday. My son who just bought a vacation home said it's not his problem. This is what family looks like sometimes." I didn't expect what happened next. Within an hour, my phone started blowing up. My sister in Oregon, my old colleagues from the fire station, my neighbor, people I hadn't talked to in years. Messages poured in. "Jack, I can send $200. Just Venmo'd you $150. Can you give me your PayPal? I've got $300. But the message that broke me came from Tommy Chen, a guy I'd worked with for 15 years at the fire station. We'd saved lives together, pulled people out of burning buildings together. "Jackie, I'm sending $500. Remember when you pulled me out of that warehouse fire in '09? You saved my life. Now let me help save yours. Also, your son is a piece of shit. Just saying." By Wednesday evening, I had $2,950. I had enough for the procedure. With $150 to spare, I sat there looking at my Venmo account, at the list of names: firefighters who'd retired on small pensions, Emma's coworkers from the hospital, my neighbor who worked at Target, people who didn't have much, giving what they could. Marcus had posted a photo on Instagram that same day, him and Catherine at some fancy restaurant in Newport Beach. Caption: "Celebrating another successful closing. Number blessed. Number luxury real estate. Number success mindset." The comments on his post were, "Interesting. Hey Marcus, maybe use some of that success to help your dad? Saw your dad's post. This you? Imagine bragging about closing deals while your father begs for heart surgery money. Unfollow. This is disgusting." By Thursday morning, Marcus's Instagram was private, but screenshots were everywhere. Someone had made it go viral locally. "Orange County real estate mogul refuses to help." "Dying father" was trending on a local community Facebook group. Marcus called me Thursday afternoon. "Dad, what the hell did you do?" I told the truth. "You made me look like a monster. Do you know how many clients have called me? How many people have sent me messages? I posted about my heart procedure and who helped. That's all." "You're destroying my reputation." Catherine is mortified. Her parents are asking questions. "This could ruin my business." "I'm having heart surgery tomorrow, Marcus. Your reputation is not really my problem." I used his own words. "I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel good." He sputtered. "I'll send you money. I'll send it right now. Just delete the posts. Don't bother." Emma and my real family already took care of it. "Dad, please." "Marcus, let me tell you something. When your mother was dying, I sold our house. I gave up my retirement security, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat because that's what love looks like. That's what family means. I was going to help. I just needed time to. You had time. You chose a vacation home over your father's heart. That's the choice you made. I'm not mad, Marcus. I'm just sad. Because I raised you better than this." I hung up. The procedure went fine. Friday morning, they wheeled me in at 6 a.m. Emma was there in the waiting room, still in her scrubs from her night shift. She'd brought the kids. They'd made me a card with crayon drawings of hearts. When I woke up after surgery, Emma was holding my hand. "The doctor said it went perfectly," she whispered. "You're going to be fine, Dad." Marcus sent a text that afternoon. "Glad the surgery went well. Sent you $5,000. Should cover any remaining costs. Too little, too late." I sent it back with a note. "Give it to Emma. She's the one who was here." What happened next? I didn't plan, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't watch it unfold with a certain satisfaction. Marcus's business started struggling. Turns out, reputation matters in real estate, especially luxury real estate, especially when your clients are wealthy people who care about image. 3 of his biggest investors pulled out of projects. "Bad optics," they said. His social media following dropped by 40%. Articles started appearing in local business journals about ethical leadership and family values in business. The Cabo house? They had to sell it at a loss to cover the failed investments. Catherine left him 6 months later, took half of what was left in the divorce. Me? I'm doing fine. My heart's strong. Stronger than it's been in years. Emma got a promotion at the hospital. I watch her kids every Tuesday and Thursday now. We make pancakes every Sunday. Just like always. I see Marcus maybe once a year now. Awkward dinners where neither of us knows what to say. He apologized, eventually. Said he was stressed. Said he made a mistake. Said he'd been too focused on money. I forgave him. That's what fathers do. But I didn't forget. I couldn't forget. Because here's what I learned. Money changes people. Success changes people. But crisis reveals people. It reveals who they really are when the mask comes off. My son revealed himself to be someone who values a vacation home over his father's life, who thinks business is more important than blood, who learned all the wrong lessons from watching me sacrifice everything for my family. My daughter revealed herself to be someone who gives her last dollar to save the person she loves, who shows up, who understands that family isn't about what you have, it's about what you're willing to give. I changed my will that summer. Everything goes to Emma. The life insurance, the small pension, this apartment. Marcus gets a letter. Just 1 page. It says, "Dear Marcus, your inheritance was $50,000. I gave it to you when you were 25 for your first real estate investment. You promised to pay it back. You never did. Consider us even. I hope the Cabo house was worth it. Your father, Jack Patterson." Some people say I'm being too harsh, that I should forgive and forget. That family is family. But I did forgive. I just also remember. Because Emma remembers too. She remembers every Sunday morning pancake, every time I picked up her kids from school, every time I showed up, and Marcus remembers. He remembers the choice he made when I needed him most. He remembers choosing a vacation home over his father's heart. We all live with our choices. I'm 71 now. 10 years since the surgery. My heart's still ticking along just fine. Emma's kids are teenagers now. Beautiful, kind kids. They visit every Sunday still. Emma got married to a good man. A teacher. They're happy. Marcus? I heard he rebuilt his business. Doing well again, apparently. Got remarried. Has a kid on the way. Good for him. I mean that. But when he called last month to tell me about the baby, to invite me to some family dinner, I said no. Why not, Dad? Marcus, I forgave you a long time ago, but I don't forget. And I'm too old to pretend. You showed me who you are. I believe you. Dad, that was 10 years ago. I was different then. I've changed. Maybe you have. But I haven't. I'm still the same father who sold his house to save his wife, who gave his last $50,000 to help his son, who needed $2,800 to save his life and was told it wasn't your problem. I apologized for that. How many times do I have to apologize? You don't have to apologize anymore, Marcus. You just have to accept that some choices have consequences that last longer than an apology. You chose what mattered to you. Now I choose what matters to me. So what? You're just going to cut me off forever? No. I'm just going to invest my time in the people who invested in me. Emma shows up. Her kids show up. Tommy Chen still calls me every week. Those are my people. You're welcome in my life, Marcus. But you're not at the center of it anymore. That spot's reserved for people who were there when I needed them. I hung up. Some people might think I'm bitter. I'm not. I'm just honest. Life taught me something in that hospital room 10 years ago. You can't make people love you the way you love them. You can't force people to show up just because you always showed up for them. All you can do is notice who's standing next to you when the chips are down. Who hands you their last dollar? Who sits in the waiting room at 6 a.m., even though they just worked a 12-hour shift? Those are your people. And Marcus, he's my son. Always will be. I love him, but he's not my people. Emma is my people, and I sleep just fine knowing the difference. Subscribe to Father's Cold Revenge for more stories about family, betrayal, and the price of showing your true colors. Like this video if you believe actions speak louder than apologies. Drop a 7 inches the comments if this story hit home for you. Because at the end of the day, family isn't who you're related to. Family is who shows up when you need them most. And some lessons cost $2,800 to learn, but they're worth every penny.